Welcome in to the Standard. We are back. Joey and Jack and our Pittsburgh Steelers, our brave men in black and gold, are back in the win column. A 27-20 win over the previously 7-1 Indianapolis Colts, now 7-2. I mean, the Colts came into this game the best record in football, standalone. Daniel Jones, career revival. Jonathan Taylor was going to the end zone at a pace that nobody's ever seen before. And that everybody turned into a pumpkin on the Colts team after Halloween. Jonathan Taylor, no touchdowns. Daniel Jones looked awful. It was a Pittsburgh Steelers defensive win, exactly what Mike Tomlin envisions. Jack, what do we think of this game? Big win.
I don't want to downplay how important of a win this is because especially when you're scuffling like the Steelers were coming into this game, this is a great get-back game. I do feel, however, though, this was kind of the most obvious Mike Tomlin bounce-back win game maybe ever. I mean, coming off of a bad loss on the road to the Bengals, who then go on and lose to the Jets at home to give them their first win of the season, and then get manhandled at home in Aaron Rodgers' first game against the Packers. And then you go take on the team that's had historically, if the season ended before this week, had the best offense or the most efficient offense in the history of the sport. Oh, yeah, they're just going to manhandle them for 90% of the game. And it just completely disregard the fact that they've been historically good this year. So I don't know. It's not necessarily – they didn't pull me back in, but they prevented me from being pushed further out.
Yeah, listen, I didn't think this was an obvious bounce-back win for Mike Tomlin. The whole week, I was dreading this game. I thought for certain that the Colts were just a really good football team. And, whatever you think of the Colts, we'll get into in a little bit. Maybe they were better than their record indicates, and probably so. But that doesn't undermine how good of a win this was for the Steelers, because like you said, this was one of the more efficient offenses in the history of the sport coming into this week. And the Steelers made them look like they were a peewee team, seriously. But I think you're completely right in saying it didn't pull me back in. I'm not going to be fooled by this, but it was exactly what Mike Tomlin wanted. And when I say that, when he invests $160 million in a defense, this is how he expects them to play every single week. It was all defense today. We'll talk about the offense in a little bit, but we'd be doing a disservice to not talk about this defense. Everybody played well. Everybody that hasn't been making plays has been making plays. TJ Watt got a strip sack. Alex Highsmith had a couple big plays. Cam Hayward batted a couple passes down. Peyton Wilson had the best game of his career, dare I say. 13 tackles and an interception. Got a drug test right after the game because he played so good. I don't blame the NFL, because if I saw the way Peyton Wilson was playing a couple weeks ago and then I look at the way he played today, I'd be like, yeah, that guy's probably doing some good shit. Can't lie. Phenomenal from everybody. And we were down. Jalen Ramsey was starting at free safety today. That's not good. That's usually not a good sign.
Yeah, it's very rare, especially when you're a Steeler fan, that you watch a game and you find very little to complain about. But like you said, it was just a great performance all around. I mean, I guess the one, if we want to nitpick, the fact that the Colts turned the ball over 4 times all season coming into today, and they turned it over 6 times in this one, makes a ton of sense there. And I don't want to use the point that we only won by a touchdown because the Colts scored 10 garbage time points. It was a 17-point game. It was basically out of reach, and they came back and scored 10 quickly and cut it to 7 with 9 seconds left. But when you turn the Colts over 6 times, you should probably win the game by more than 7 points, regardless of how it happened or how it got to 7 points. That would be my only complaint. I mean, I think it's more so Tomlin or Terrell Austin, whatever you want to say, even softer zone defense when you go up by 17 points in the fourth quarter. But it's hard to find a lot to complain about.
I absolutely agree with you right there. I don't think it's so much because the score 27-20 doesn't do justice to how much of an ass kicking this was. The Steelers absolutely mauled this Colts team for, like you said, 90% of this game. And if it weren't for 10 garbage time points, nobody would even think twice. They think, man, this was a really impressive Steelers win all around. But it does speak to the same themes that I've been talking about as far as this is the same team. This is the same coaching staff, the same philosophy that has gotten us nowhere the last decade because they allow teams to get back into the games whenever they shouldn't. Whenever the game should be long over and we shouldn't even have to worry about it, we end up having to worry about it until the final seconds. And yes, they were garbage time points, but it's because the Steelers get too comfortable. They live in their fears, and Mike Tomlin deploys the softest zone you've ever seen in your life, and they make dumb plays. Roman Wilson, bad play. Bad day for Roman Wilson FC. Bad fumble. Did a full front flip and let go of the ball. So maybe the game would have been not so close had he, not fumbled at the same time. Maybe he just had Joey Porter Jr. to get an interception. Maybe he just wanted that to happen. Maybe he's looking out for his guys. Maybe he's a really good teammate. Have we considered that, guys? I think we need to be a little bit nicer to Roman Wilson because that was his only catch of the day after leading the team in yards the previous week. Only catch of the day he fumbles on. It sucks. And now they're probably going to trade for a receiver, and we'll never see him on the field again. We'll never see him.
Don't worry, man. MVS is already here. No need to trade for a receiver. We have the Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Did we officially sign him? Like, I saw that we were planning to, but then it was like something like, oh, he's not going to sign until early next week or something. I don't know.
Typically, the Schefter like planning to sign tweet means like 100% he's going to sign here. I don't know. Quite frankly, I don't care. If Marquez Valdez-Scantling has a change of heart, I'm not going to be very disappointed. I'm not going to lie.
Heartbreaking.
Enough of MVS because he didn't play in today's game. I did laugh earlier when it's like after the play, there's like a tackle and like it's like zoomed in, like whoever the player was, and then you just hear Ineagle go, "We got a scuffle breaking out." They pan to the sideline and you just see little ass Calvin Austin and Roman Wilson like trying to fight some DB on the sideline. It's like, and apparently DK Metcalf was involved there too. He was like the bodyguard. It was some funny shit.
Yes, I thought for certain DK was like standing over a Colts player that had fallen down, and I really thought he was going to get called for his second personal foul in as many weeks. That would have been very fun. There would have been some takes on Twitter about that one from the masses.
Is Calvin Austin the best wide receiver on the Steelers?
I mean, sources are saying he led the team in yards today.
He led the team in just about everything today. Yeah.
Shout out Calvin Austin. I mean, I was really impressed with the way this defense was able to perform, though, because they had Jalen Ramsey starting at safety, because they were down Juan Thornhill, because they were down just a lot of guys. They had to stop this game 3 times, I think, because Darius Slay got banged up. It was Slay and Porter on the outside, and man, let me tell you what, that is a roller coaster of emotions to have those two out there as your starting corners. Joey Porter Jr., I talked about this a little bit on the live. I don't know how to evaluate his game today. I really don't. He had 2 personal fouls. He was just as physical and handsy as ever, but he had an interception in a PBU. So what am I supposed to say here?
I thought he had 4 passes defense, at least according to ESPN, which I don't always mark down as a good thing.
Did he do good?
If you had the opportunity to defend 4 passes, it probably means you were getting thrown out all game, which he was. And he probably played the worst game out of anybody on the defense, if I had to point a finger.
Probably, but he had an interception, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I mean,
then again, I don't want to stare at the interceptions in the box score. We learned through Beanie Bishop and Dante Jackson that stat doesn't always mean you're a very good player, despite what most Steelers fans, I won't say most, a lot of Steelers fans think about Beanie Bishop. I'm really tired of talking about him, and I don't know why I am. But you get where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I know exactly where you're going. We know. If anybody who listens is like a regular listener, they know how we feel about Beanie Bishop. But I couldn't believe how well we were able to keep Jonathan Taylor in check. Averaged just over 3 yards to carry, 45 yards on the day. Why is it that this team that has struggled to defend the run all season long faces arguably the best running back in the NFL to this point this year and holds him to 45 yards? How does that work? Did the defense hear the noise? Faribaugh tweeted about some speech that Jalen Ramsey gave the defense before the game today, and it ignited a flame in the defense. It was the turning point in the season. It was it? I
Has
mean,
9-0 ever
are we
done that?
serious? Hey, are we questioning 9-0's leadership?
I am.
Okay. What about 9-7?
Next question.
Hey,
I think any regular listeners already know.
If nothing else, Cam Hayward had 2 great pass breakups or passes defended, and he's able to feed his family tonight. So,
yep.
So
Kids,
good for
the
Cam
Hayward
Hayward.
children are eating today.
The Hayward. All right. I'm trying really hard, guys. Like I want to say this is a phenomenal win for our Pittsburgh Steelers. They beat a really, really good football team. At the same time, could you say, and this is a question for you, Jack, could you say they beat Daniel Jones in a team that is probably a lot worse than their record indicates, and they had a good day on defense? Or do you think this Colts team is good? Do you think highly of this Colts team?
I mean, listen, it's impossible to watch their first. How many games did they play before this? 7?
8.
It's impossible to watch the Colts' first 8 games of the season and not think that they're a really good team. Games like this happen. It's games like this happen. The Packers just lost at home to the Panthers. The Bills had a bad loss against the Pats. Not that the Pats are a bad team, but like when you're the Bills, that just shouldn't happen. Great teams have letdown games, and I think I said this previously. I think this was just such a massive letdown spot for the Colts. It felt obvious to me. I even posted that I guarantee that the Steelers will win the game before it happened, and everybody was like, "Delete this," and I was like, "No," because I'm going to be right, and I was. So
this guy goes to the Andrew Filipponi school of guaranteeing things.
Yes,
by the way,
yes, he's taught me well. But yeah, I still do think the Colts are a very good football team. I think they'll be fine.
I mean, I think they'll win that division because that division is hot ass. But I don't know. I still don't trust Daniel Jones, man. Like I know he's been playing awesome.
I don't either. But
man, I don't know. I think Jonathan Taylor is awesome. I'm a big Jonathan Taylor fan, and I like some guys they have on offense. I like Tyler Warren. I don't know, man. The Steelers defense got gashed at the end too. A lot of stat padding going on here. Alec Pierce and Michael Pittman both had 115 yards. Michael Pittman also always kills the Steelers. He is a known Steeler killer. He was phenomenal in that game where they lost to Joe Flacco last year. And Ramsey took his head off in this game. Last year, it was DeMonte KZ. DeMonte no bag KZ. There's that infamous photo of Michael Pittman's head. Looks like it's literally detached from his body because DeMonte KZ hit him so hard. Yeah.
My comments were telling me that hit was clean.
Certainly a player of all time for the Steelers defense.
It was a tough time for all of us. We were down 21 to the Colts with Mr. Trubisky playing, so it's hard to play
that was
people.
a game. That was a game.
Yeah, I think whenever you shot, I think the game plan today was. Oh, I don't think it was. I know the game plan today was to shut down Jonathan Taylor and make Daniel Jones beat you, which I think literally nobody has been able to do this season. And I think the Steelers did a great job executing it. It did feel. I said this earlier, like before the game to you guys. I was just like, this feels like one, Steelers 100% winning this game just because, and two, Jonathan Taylor's gonna have like 18 carries for like 42 yards. So, like again, just because has looked like unstoppable all year. Plays a team that's been getting absolutely gashed in the run game all season and just gets completely shut down. It's so weird.
His rushing line was 93.5 today.
Wow. Yeah.
And didn't even get close. Did not even get close. But I mean, the Colts came out. They scored a touchdown almost immediately after the Steelers went 3 and out, and it felt like we were going to see the same song and dance. And then we got extremely lucky because Josh Downs muffed a punt, we're going to call it. He didn't want to touch it, but it took a weird bounce and hit him. Then Eccles He recovered it. Eccles had a phenomenal game today. Shout
He
out
did.
Eccles, man. Good for him. He had a really good game.
I
And
like having a real slot corner.
yeah, I do too. I really don't know how the Steelers offense functions. Like every week I'm saying that. I don't know how they do things. They're like infuriating to watch. But like
It's
they
weird
put
because
up
they average a pretty good amount of points per game, yet
yeah. Like they do
everything sucks
their numbers are good.
somehow.
It's just like watching them, you're like, how the fuck do they move the ball down the field? Hand up accountability for me. I said on my live that I thought the running game was good today. Just looking at the box score, the run game was actually fucking atrocious today. Jalen Warren averaged less than 2 yards a carry. He had a pair of touchdowns, so that's good. But Jalen Warren was not efficient today. Kenneth Gainwell had negative yardage on the day. The second leading rusher on the team was actually Connor Hayward, who had 1 carry for 4 yards on a tush push. Caleb Johnson also got in the game today. Welcome to Earth, Mr. Caleb Johnson, third round pick.
They should work him in more. I mean,
I agree.
It can't be any fucking worse. The
I agree.
game sucks.
It's really bad.
I don't know.
And
at least keep all 3 guys fresh.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Big advocate of let the kids play. Let the fucking kids play. Aaron Rodgers, 203 yards and a touchdown. Nothing super spectacular, but hey, he didn't put the ball in harm's way. Played another efficient game. I think that's about all you can ask for in a game like this. Didn't lose it for him. And Calvin Austin, as we mentioned, the leading receiver for our Pittsburgh Steelers today. 5 catches for 56 yards. Darnell Washington, 4 receptions for 43 yards. Darnell Washington, big body, fun player, a lot of fun to watch. I don't know why he's the target from 4th and goal at the 4-yard line on a quick slant.
I understand it when it's 4th and goal from the 1-yard line.
Yeah.
Not 4 yards is a bit too much for Darnell Washington.
I agree. I don't understand. It was immediately they threw it to him. He wasn't even in the end zone. He would have had to get yards after the catch. Darnell Washington, yak. I mean, come on.
That one that he dropped. They just showed the replay. The route was so funny. It was just like his feet moved like 3 times in the same spot, and it took him like a whole second to turn around. It's like just like not fooling anybody. Like there was no point of even running a route. He should have just ran straight to where he wanted to go.
Pat Freiermuth, another touchdown, another $48 million. Steelers tight end power rankings after week number 9 of the NFL season. Number 1, Darnell Washington, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, Darnell. Congrats, Darnell. Number 2, Pat Freiermuth, $48 million. Let's go. Number 3, Jonnu Smith coming in, just edging out Connor Hayward, who sits at number 4.
It's like 1A, 1B, 1C in Connor Hayward.
Yeah. I mean, like, and Jonnu, I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Like, I don't think he's like, yeah, he's not like bad. It's just like
he's fine.
Yeah, he's an alright player.
Someone made a good point in my live earlier. Do you think the Steelers like DK Metcalf so much because he's built like a tight end? I thought that was I know they were fucking around. I thought that was a genuinely good point.
He separates like a fucking tight end.
DK Metcalf, 2 catches for 6 yards today. Your alpha number 1 dominant wide receiver 1, you're paying $150 million, 2 catches on the day. And I know people are already typing up the comment, he had 4 targets. It's not his fault. It is his fault that he only had 4 targets. That is a him issue.
That's the one thing. This is actually a pet peeve of mine. People will be like, if you compare a stat line, would you rather have a receiver that goes 8 for 115 or 4 for 100?
8 for 115.
Yes. People will be like, oh, he had 15 less yards, but he had 4 less catches. Like, no, yeah, he wasn't fucking getting open. Like, that's the whole, like, I want a consistent receiver that's constantly separating and constantly moving the chains for me. If he can hit a big play occasionally, sweet, that's cool. But, like, I don't know, you're paying this guy way too much money for him to not be catching the ball. How many catches, like, what's his reception per game average right now?
Oh boy, it's like
it might be under 4,
maybe. Yeah. I think it's like 3.5.
He's getting paid way too much money for that.
I don't
And
know.
it's still 4 more years and like $130 million because I think the contract increases as goes. But
The archetype of wide receiver in the NFL is changing. It's a lot of power slot guys. Think of guys like JSN, who's dominating right now.
oh, he's
Emeka
so good.
Egbuka, he's so good as well. I mean, Jamar Chase even fits that mold. Puka Nakua, all of the good ones. I mean, Justin Jefferson, he's a little bit bigger than all of those guys, but Justin Jefferson's just a freak. I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown is another guy that fits that mold. Steelers don't have anyone like that. They don't
Rashee
have anyone.
Rice.
Rashee Rice, another
It's
great
like
example.
it's like all the best receivers you can think of are
The
guys that are capable of playing the slot and catching a bunch of passes.
and it's not that like the Steelers DK Metcalf's fine. He's a fine receiver, but the Steelers don't have anyone that is capable of like producing in that role, in that power slot role, and they don't have the offensive scheme that's intelligent enough to fucking have someone like that and give them more than 3 catches a game. They don't have the fucking mental capacity for it. I don't.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know how this offense moves the ball. I don't. They get lucky.
They must. It really doesn't make sense to me either. I don't know. I don't want to like continue to harp on DK Metcalf because I don't know. We won, and like
let me ask you this: did the Steelers get lucky with 6 turnovers?
no.
No.
I don't think it's luck because you have to make plays to turn the ball over. At least most of the time, you have to make plays to turn the ball over.
There's a good bit of luck involved.
Like I didn't think. Sure, like when Peyton Wilson swats a pass and it falls into Jack Sawyer's hands. Sure, I think. I don't know. It's not like there wasn't one where Daniel Jones just like flat out missed a receiver and it went like straight into the defense's hands. Like I felt like they were all like plays that were actually made by the defense.
Yeah, the first one to Peyton Wilson was pretty bad. I mean, Daniel Jones more or less was playing catch with him. But like, yeah, I know what you're saying.
What I'm saying is like he like overthrows a wide open receiver and it lands like right in the hands of somebody. Like Wilson actually made a nice play. So I don't know.
I guess what I'm trying to get at when I ask you this is I want everybody to understand this is a huge win for the Steelers, great win for them all around. But this is a extremely unsustainable way to win and play the game of football in the NFL.
I agree with
expect
that.
To win. This is exactly why we can't jump for joy and be like, hey, our Steelers won in a convincing fashion. No, they forced 6 turnovers. They won by 7 points. The 6-7 game for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I guess
You cannot expect this defense to go out there every single week and force 6 turnovers and win. This is what Mike Tomlin envisions, that when he pays a defense $160 million, they're supposed to be able to go out and do this every week. It's just not going to happen. It's not sustainable. Whether or not you think the Colts were better than their record indicates, it's not right. Sorry.
The best way I can think of putting this is like, I guess turnovers are volatile, but they're not lucky, they're volatile. Yeah. I think there's a difference between the two. It's like if Steph Curry goes out and shoots 10 for 12 from the 3-point line. Like, it's not luck, but like it is volatile, and you can't rely on him to do that every game, and it's not a sustainable way to win. It's the same deal here. Turn the ball over 6 times. Not necessarily getting lucky. They made a lot of plays, but you just cannot expect that to happen every game. And you can't try to go out there and win like that and game plan to win like that.
Yeah. So, Steelers go out. They get a win, 20-27 over the Indianapolis Colts. We will turn it over to questions from the crowd. Let's see what everybody wants. This one comes in from Trill Zay. Thoughts on us being so conservative when we catch a lead? I like this question. We talked about this a little bit. I can't stand it. It makes me absolutely crazy when they do this. This is exactly why people are allowed to make the point. We forced 6 turnovers and won by 7 points. I know the Colts scored a lot at the end. It is partially the Steelers' fault that they were able to do that because they just kind of let it happen. They're just trying to play it safe. They're trying to, when they get the ball, run it 3 times, punt, play the field position game. And it's just weird. It makes things unnecessarily difficult. It drives me to drink, quite honestly.
Yeah, I mean, they did the same thing against the Vikings. And that felt like the exact same type of game, like dominated for that one was worse than this because the Vikings actually did have a chance to come back and win that game at the end. But yeah, the going up by however many, like a commanding lead in the second half, and like you said, they go slam it into the dirt 3 straight times, punt the ball, just try to chew clock. I think they would just be better off if they played like the game was tied the entire way through.
Yeah. Okay. This next one comes in from Jay the God _25. Can we win our next 4 games? So our next quarter of the season, the third quarter of the season for the Steelers. Here are their matchups. Keep in mind, our brave men in black and gold currently sit at 5-3 overall. They have a date with the Los Angeles Chargers on Sunday Night Football. Then they play the Cincinnati Bengals. Then they travel to Chicago to play the Bears. And then they play the Buffalo Bills. Boy, oh boy, let me tell you what. If they win more than 2 of these, we should be jumping for joy, in my humble opinion.
My answer, no.
No, like
they're
Chargers,
not winning the next 4 games.
Chargers.
I don't know how they're not winning the next 4 games.
Probably
They're not going to win the next 4 games.
Probably not.
They're probably going to lose to the Chargers. I'll give you 1 win in Chargers Bears. I'll say
I think
maybe they probably win one of those 2 games because they're probably going to be slight underdogs in both. I mean, I know they're 3-point underdogs against the Chargers. I'd imagine the spread's maybe a little bit closer than 3 because I think Vegas thinks we're a better team than Chicago. But my prediction would be win one of those 2. Probably beat the Bengals.
I don't know. Will we beat the Bengals?
I would hope.
Will we beat
at
the
home,
Bengals?
At
I don't
home,
know.
I would hope so.
Joe Flacco's fucking slinging it, dude.
He is, but yeah, their defense is just so unbelievably horrendous that it's like, I don't know.
We're not fucking beating the Bills. I'm not doing that gimmick. We're not.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
No.
It depends on what happens in the 3 games before it. If they lose like all 3 of them, they're going to beat the Bills. If they're like actually hot going into that Bills game, they're definitely losing. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, probably. And after the Bills game, this is really looking far ahead into December. Then they play Jack's favorite team, the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens are.
Wait, is that one in Baltimore?
That one is, yes, in Baltimore. They're losing by 50.
Yeah.
That right there is when the Ravens take the lead in the division. That right there. That's
going to be when everybody knows it's over.
This one comes in from Eric Gower. What team do you want to face in the playoffs? How about none of them? I'll say this.
Can we just get there?
I think every single team in the playoffs would be favored against us. Whether we're at home, whether we're away.
It depends on if we're...
I don't know, dude.
It depends on if we're at home or not. If we get like a home game against the Chargers, we'd be favored. Not by much, but like... It also depends on how because if we were to end up winning the division, we'd probably look like a better team than we do right now. Which I guess would help a little bit. I think it definitely depends on home or away. Away, we're not going to be favored against anybody. At home, we would probably be favored against the Chargers. Who else are these wild card teams? Probably favored against the Pats. I don't know. The answer to that is I want to play a team at home. That's the only shot they have.
We want a home playoff game. Is Joe Burrow unironically a system quarterback? He's been stacked with talent in college and the NFL. He might be an upper tier system quarterback.
That's fair.
He has always had very elite receivers. I think Joe Burrow is a good quarterback. Some would say elite. I think Justin Herbert's better than him. He's probably a top 5 quarterback in the NFL if I had to guess. But
surely we can't bring a 41-year-old in to just replicate our top 5 quarterback in the NFL's production.
Surely we can't do that.
If you put Joe Flacco on the Chargers, it would be a disaster.
This one comes in. This one. From Vital Creative, Kieran Creative, some random.
That random, yeah, he's always in the lives.
Plans for the 50th. For those of you that don't know what he's talking about, of course, the 50th anniversary of the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Guys, I can't even begin to describe how excited I am that the Pittsburgh Steelers play on Sunday Night Football, and Jack and I will be on Instagram Live and then recording this podcast as the clock strikes midnight on the day of the 50th anniversary of the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. If you aren't familiar with the wreck, listen to the song by Gordon Lightfoot, do some research. It's going to be a big day. We're going to have musical performances, special guests joining the live stream. It's going to be phenomenal. Win,
be
lose,
amazing.
or tie, Stiller gang till I die.
We will be there.
And we will celebrate the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. We won't celebrate. We will remember the lives lost.
Celebrate the lives of those who tragically perished that day. This
one says, it was a mistake letting Cody White go from the great Dill Bob. Shout out Cody White.
I agree.
How about fucking Cody White with a touchdown on Sunday Night Football?
I saw him running to the end zone. I was like, who the hell is that? It was like, Cody White. I was like, no way. Oh, my God.
Crazy stat.
Picture. I posted the selfie I had with him from training camp 2 or 3 years ago.
Cody White, he was on the Steelers practice squad for like 3 years consecutively. He was a preseason mainstay. Shout out Cody White. He always wore number 15. I remember it. Ben Skoranek number. This was a crazy stat that like I just couldn't believe this. Aaron Rodgers today threw his 17th touchdown pass of the season. That is the most passing touchdowns that a Steelers quarterback has had since 2021 in a season. Isn't that wild?
That's nuts.
That's almost a half decade we haven't seen a quarterback throw that many touchdowns.
In fairness, I mean, I actually never mind because Rodgers has played 8 games, but like, I guess like the one thing is it just felt like for those years, those tweener years, like we've never started one quarterback. Like it's regardless of the reason why we didn't start one quarterback, somebody was always either getting hurt or it was just some weird situation like Trubisky into Pickett in 2022. That was weird. Fields into Russ. I mean, yeah, but yes, that obviously this is so much better than any situation we've had since Ben.
Yeah. This one, I think, will be our last one, but great questions. As always, guys, we'll answer more next week. This one comes in from Oski Barrios. Hope I pronounced that right. Is Tomlin getting away with it, or is there really a change? By the way, poor clock management and conservative play calling went on top every game. Great point. I agree. When they get in a lead, they collapse. They don't know what to do with themselves. Tomlin gets scared. Tomlin got away with it today. Let me tell you what. He absolutely got what he wanted today. This is exactly how if Mike Tomlin could win like this every single week, he would. He would. This would make him very happy. This is what he envisions. This is what he dreams of.
There's a fine line between mashing grapes and drinking wine.
Yep.
And apparently we found that fine line today. So Coach T gets away with it.
My made-up Tomlinism. You can't put a rock in a pot and expect a diamond. I mean, he literally said the thing that he did today. What was it? There's a fine line between crushing grapes and drinking
mashing
wine.
Grapes and drinking wine. Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Come on. What does it mean if you had to take a stab at it?
I would say like drinking wine. I would say like I think what he's trying to communicate is that there's very little schematic difference between what happened defensively the last 2 weeks and what happened defensively this week. Like the changes that need to be made really aren't as great as you would think for a great defensive performance versus an awful one. I think that's what he was trying to say.
I think that's good. I really like that. I think so. I think what he's trying to say is more of, in general, getting wins in the NFL. I think that's more what he's getting at. There's a fine line between mashing grapes and drinking wine, having it easy, or having it this way, where the Steelers have to force a lot of turnovers, win with their defense, and it gets a little bit scary close at the end. I think Mike Tomlin, what he's trying to say is, he doesn't care if he's mashing grapes or he's drinking wine. All he wants to do is win. But I kind of like
Yeah.
your explanation better. I don't know. Two very different ways of seeing it. If anyone has their opinion on
Yes,
what the
please.
hell Mike Tomlin was talking about, please let us know in the comments, because I really don't know. I really don't know. But I think it's important, while we wrap up our Steelers coverage for this episode of The Standard, to talk about the trade deadline in the NFL happening this Thursday. Do you expect the Steelers to make any splash move? What do we think? Who's the guy you want? I already know you're going to say Jacoby Myers, but there you go.
Here's the thing, like, should they be buying? If they
No.
are, give me Jacoby Myers, give me Chris Olave would be wonderful. I think he'd pair well with DK. But then again, at the same time, I really don't think they should be selling out to buy right now. What we're gonna do, my prediction, we're gonna pick up some random old edge rusher, and then officially sign MVS. that's what they're gonna do.
I think for the Steelers at the trade deadline, there is as Mike Tomlin likes to say, there's a fine line between mashing grapes and drinking wine. There's a fine line between, should the Steelers be buying and will they be buying? Should they be buying? In my opinion, fuck no. Will they be buying? Probably. I don't know if it will be anything bigger than like a Kyle Duggar like trade. Maybe they make one more of them kind of deals. Kyle Duggar got a game ball today. He didn't play like that much, but he was fine.
Yeah,
And
he wasn't noticeably bad, which is a start.
That's very nice considering what we saw over the last 2 weeks. I don't think they should. Should they go out and invest? I think there are a lot of really good wide receivers available. I think you'll see a good wide receiver get moved. Chris Olave, Jalen Waddle, they seem to be somewhat available. I wouldn't be surprised if a team shipped a high draft pick and gave them a big contract, one of those two. It shouldn't be the Steelers by any means. They're not in the type of position to invest that kind of capital and big money into another receiver like that, in my opinion. I think there are a lot of guys like Jacoby Myers and Juwan Jennings who you could probably get, and you'd have to pay a lot less than a Chris Olave or a Jalen Waddle, but I don't think the Steelers will really offer anything worthwhile. Omar Khan's pretty well known around the league that he likes to lowball. I like to lowball too, Omar Khan, but at the trade deadline, let's keep in mind, let's keep our sanity here. Let's remember, we all thought the Steelers should have been buyers at the deadline last year. What was their solution at the trade deadline last year? Mike Williams for a 5th rounder and Preston Smith for God knows what we even gave up for him. I think a 7th.
I think it was like a 7
nothing.
6 swap or something like that.
It was a trade of all time. That was their solution at the deadline. If you're expecting a big splash, I wouldn't hold my breath. I'll just say that. Maybe they go out and they get a guy like a Juwan Jennings or Jacoby Myers. I wouldn't expect it. I don't think they should be selling off their draft picks. They have 3 thirds, so if you can get a nice receiver for a 3rd, sure, do it. Who cares? But I don't think they make any huge moves.
I'll propose you a fun one. This isn't necessarily Steelers related, but who do you think the biggest name that gets traded is?
Ah, man. I think I have a feeling like a receiver is going to get moved. I think one of Olave, Waddle, Juwan Jennings, or Jacoby Myers is not on their current team by
I was going to
Thursday.
say, I would agree with that. I think it's probably likely that one of those 4 guys.
I have a hard time really seeing a world where Waddle gets traded. I don't know why the Dolphins would trade Waddle. I don't get that. I don't know why the Saints would trade Olave. I don't think that either of those teams should move either of those guys, to be perfectly honest with you. So I have to think it's got to be Myers, right? I just feel he's requested a trade. I know Juwan Jennings isn't necessarily happy in San Francisco, but he has a little bit of a contract bump, and they're really thin at receiver too. Brandon Ayuk still isn't back. Ricky Pearsall's always hurt. I don't know. It's probably going to be Jacoby Myers, and I'm not as big of a fan of him as you. So
I like that answer. That's probably a good guess. For the sake of fun, I'll say Brees Hall. I'll say he
oh
gets
yeah, I didn't even
traded.
think about him. I didn't even think about him.
I don't think. I
I
think there was a report that like it's unlikely that the Jets move him, but I don't know if I buy that.
I don't
I
know
don't
why they
understand why they.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to leave after this year.
Mhm.
Dynasty fact for the day. Brees Hall, I think, is a great buy right now. If you're like not contending this year, I think Brees Hall is a great buy, because let's just say, like, Brees Hall gets traded to the Chiefs on Thursday. His dynasty, Brees Hall on the Kansas City Chiefs would do ungodly things to the
God.
dynasty community. Like, literally irreversible damage will be done because of Brees Hall being on the Kansas City Chiefs. Even if he's on the Jets for the rest of the year, he's a free agent after this year, and he is going to go to a good situation. Let's say he goes to the Chicago Bears, to the Kansas City Chiefs, to any, what's your dream situation for Brees Hall? Let's say he goes to that. He's going to be a nice value bump.
All
I
of
think,
this, and he goes to the Houston Texans.
yeah, dude. Oh, that'd suck. Oh my God, that'd be so ass.
Yeah. I don't know. I think if they added him, I think, and maybe like their line like wasn't completely dog shit for like the 10th year in a row. Like, I mean, could be end up being an interesting situation. I mean, Mixon was really, really good for them
He was
2
awesome.
years ago
He was awesome
or
for him.
1 year ago. Yeah, what am I talking about?
Yeah. So, Steelers trade deadline. Don't hold your breath. Maybe Brees Hall's the biggest name moved in the NFL. I think he's still got a lot left in him. I'm a big Brees Hall guy.
Oh, for
Like
sure.
him.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the rest of the games. Ravens 28, Dolphins 6. There's not much to say. The Dolphins are pathetic. The Ravens are back. Lamar's awesome, and the Ravens are going to win the division. Am I overreacting? Anything wrong with that?
No, I have a hard time disagreeing with anything you just said. I was
Yeah.
pissed off because I was playing against Lamar in fantasy, and I had Derrick Henry, and the stat pad had to throw for 4 touchdowns. And Derrick Henry couldn't even get one. Just kidding, Lamar, I love you. But yeah, they looked exactly like how I anticipated them to look getting Lamar back. Just that Dolphins had zero chance in that game whatsoever. They looked like the team that was playing for the first 3 quarters against the Bills this year in Week 1.
Yeah. No disagreements. Next game. This game was fucking awesome. Bears 47, Bengals 42. Holy shit. There was no defense played in this game. None whatsoever.
No, none.
Caleb Williams caught a touchdown. He threw 3. Colston Loveland, Ben Johnson were pouring honey on you. Go. I love Ben Johnson. I fucking love watching the Chicago Bears. They're so fun. They're in like a weird 3-way tie at the top of the NFC North. They're exciting. In a game they had no business winning because their defense is absolutely dreadful. The Bengals' defense is somehow worse. The Bengals, they're interesting under Joe Flacco. They can beat anybody. They can really beat anybody.
They can beat anybody and they can lose to anybody.
Yeah.
It's already been proven.
I mean, 3-6, the season's definitely over there. But Joe Flacco, 470 and 4 touchdowns. Holy shit. Kyle Monangai was awesome today. Colston Loveland, breakout game. We will be there. Everything about this game was electric.
Roma Dunze, can we talk, bud?
Yeah,
I don't know. That? What the hell was that?
I don't know.
47 points, and this guy goes no catches on 3 targets. It just makes no sense. Like, what?
I don't understand. How did he not get the ball once?
They were spamming Olamide Zacchaeus
and DJ
for some
Moore.
reason, and DJ Moore and Colston
DJ Moore had 2 touchdowns.
Shout out!
Good for Colston
the tackling on the game-winning touchdown. Oh my god!
What are we doing there? What are we doing?
Check their FanDuel accounts. It was
FBI,
bad.
Please take a look.
Please.
All right. Jack, here you go. Vikings 27, Lions 24. JJ McCarthy. The industry plant is back.
It's okay. Listen, it's not like McCarthy necessarily blew anybody away with his performance today, but it was a pretty impressive win to come back after struggling for how many straight quarters, like 9, and
Yeah.
then coming back after everybody was saying that they're just going to stick with Wentz even if you're healthy, and then Wentz goes out and McCarthy comes out and beats the Lions. Was it on the road? Or am I making that
Yeah.
up?
Yeah, on
Yeah,
the road.
beats the Lions on the road as the youngest starter in football, not named Jackson Dart. I mean, it's a pretty impressive win.
Yeah.
Now, if
Yeah.
JJ McCarthy beats the Ravens next week, I'm gonna be on like whole different levels of JJ McCarthy FC. Like, you're not even gonna understand it.
Like Jack's 2 favorite teams play each other next week. Who will
My
Jack
2
root
favorite
for? The
quarterbacks,
Ravens or the Vikings?
in the league are going head to head.
Who will Jack root for? I really don't know. This is how it's going to be when the Steelers play the Bears in a couple of weeks. Who am I going to root for? I don't know. Stay tuned to find out. That's a joke, guys. That's a joke, I promise. Panthers 16, Packers 13. What the fuck? What the fuck?
This makes us look so bad.
I don't know how the Packers are so weird. Their 2 losses are literally to the Browns and Panthers.
Dude, I fucking hate Jordan Love so much. Like, he played like fucking Patrick Mahomes against us, and then goes and looks like dog shit against the Carolina Panthers at home. Like, what?
I don't have any words.
Dude,
Rico
did you see the
Dowdle.
play? Did you see the 4th and 8 where he ran backwards like 30 yards?
Yes.
And then ran forwards like 20 yards and then threw it like right into the hands of a DP. Dropped it. I saw that clip on Twitter. Somebody just goes like, dude, it was like Jordan Love's skull is just full of poop. It's like, what's he doing?
That play is like the longest play ever, and I never want to see it again. It will never be scrubbed from my mind. I never want to see it again. Rico Dowdle's fucking awesome. Shout out Ryan Edmund Fitzgerald with the game-winning kick for the Panthers. Panthers have a winning record. They're above 500,
That's
dude.
Nuts. That's
I
just
don't know.
Nuts.
How does Bryce Young keep getting away with this?
I mean, they can't. They have no choice but to stick with him now. At least for
11 of 20, 102, and an INT for Bryce Young.
And they won the game.
Dude, Tet McMillan is a monster. He had 4 catches for 46 yards, and it's just like, yup.
Yeah.
That guy's
past the eye check.
Guy's target share is unbelievable. He just get him a quarterback that can sling it. If Tet McMillan played with Joe Flacco, it might break like records. He's awesome. Chargers 27, Titans 20. You know, Aronde Gadsden. He's awesome.
The GOAT, bro. I love that guy.
He's just that guy. Syracuse
I tried to find
legend.
a clip of his 31-yard catch on Twitter, and I could not find it.
Really?
They like scrubbed it off the app. It was weird. I'm gonna have to go and watch the highlights to see it.
I saw the notification on Sleeper. I got it that like he caught it, but they didn't show it on Red Zone or anything.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any video evidence of the Aronde Gadsden 31-yard catch? Is it like the Wilt 100-point game? Do you think Wilt actually scored 100 points?
No.
No? I agree. I don't think so.
You're telling me they have footage of the moon landing and they can't get footage from Wilt's 100-point game? There's no footage. And they had footage of NBA games back then. This wasn't 1930.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Some of the greatest controversies in sports today: the Aronde Gadsden 31-yard catch and the Wilt Chamberlain 100-point game.
Yes.
There's no video of either. If anybody can find any video, please let us know. But the Chargers,
what are they trying to hide from us?
What are they trying to tell us, guys?
Yeah.
Open your eyes. Stay woke.
Open your eyes.
Chargers are 6-3. Joe Alt's probably out for the rest of the year. Is Omarion Hampton eligible to come off of IR this week? I fear he is.
Who cares?
That would not be good.
I mean, yeah, it's probably better than Kamani Vidal if you're the Chargers, but like, I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and like shift my entire game plan if Omarion Hampton's the starter versus the 2 dipshits that were taking the ball today. I don't know. Game planning to stop Justin Herbert.
Yeah, which last time, well, I mean, I remember I get flashbacks of the time we did play him on Sunday Night Football, and we couldn't fucking stop him at all.
Cam Hayward running 45 yards deep into the secondary to make a tackle.
There's like the picture of Cam Hayward fucking using all of his energy to get down the field, and James Pierre and Cam Sutton are face planted on the fucking ground.
Oh my goodness. Shout out James Pierre, by the way. He played well today in his limited reps. He's been weirdly good. He's been weirdly good in his limited opportunity this year. So
PFF loves him. PFF adores James Pierre.
Dude, I want him to start on Sunday just so that he's like, just that he sees PFF rank under his name. It's like 6 of like 130.
6 of 130, James Pierre. The casuals think that James Pierre is like some elite lockdown guy.
Yeah.
Little do they know the lore behind James Pierre. Patriots 24, Falcons 23. Travion Henderson played football today. So did Terrell Jennings.
Terrell Jennings anytime touchdown bettors were up. I called that one. Odds were way too skewed, man, because they weren't like, you knew, like, there's no way the one guy should be legitimately like an odds-on favorite, and then the other guy's like 4-1 to score. It doesn't make sense. You know how the Patriots operate with their running backs. Like, it doesn't matter. They could have Jonathan Taylor, and then the 2 would be like Jarrett Patterson, and they'd probably give Jarrett Patterson the bulk of the carries. It's just how it goes.
It's fucking crazy, dude. Like, Henderson played good. He was more efficient than Jennings. Had more touches, but Jennings got the fucking touchdown at the end of the day. And it's just frustrating. Mike Vrabel hates Travion Henderson. But the Patriots really deserve to lose this game. Can't lie. I mean, a missed fucking field goal or a missed extra point. Are we serious? Drake London had one of the most impressive games I've seen this season from a wide receiver. All 3 of his touchdowns were like heavily contested, just snags that he made. And the Falcons lost this game because their front office doesn't know how to deal with things as trivial as kicking an extra point. By the way, Atlanta Falcons do not have a first-round pick. Where do the Atlanta Falcons currently sit in the draft order? That pick is currently the number 12 overall pick. And a team in front of them right now in the order is...
have it, don't they?
Yes.
That's... Oh boy, they're going to draft another, like, athletic Demogorgon, like, edge rusher.
Stud. Yep.
Yeah.
Demogorgon edge rusher. Yep, that's a good way to describe it. The Ravens have the 11th overall pick. They're going to have, like, the 28th pick or something like that. So, yeah, that's about how that's going to go. But Patriots, their Mickey Mouse-ass schedule, they're 7-2. They're the least obvious fade for next year, in my opinion. Don't care. Like, they are going to regress badly next year. They're like the Commanders, they were a pretty decent, I think, pick to just be like, yeah, they're probably not going to be as good as they were last year. Patriots are that team this year. I can sniff that from a mile away.
Yeah, I agree with you. I might have been a year too early. I thought the Pats were going to suck this year. I mean, they obviously don't suck. I don't think they're as good as their record indicates, and I don't think they're legitimate contenders. But, like, they're still going to make the playoffs, I think. I agree with you. I think they're going to regress next year, and I think it's because they're going to be content in areas they shouldn't be content. That makes sense. Like, I think, listen, Drake May is, like, really, really, really good. But I think they're just going to neglect getting him any more help in the wide receiver game, and I think it's going to bite him in the ass, if I had to guess. Because Diggs is gonna regress. He's what? How old's Diggs? 32? 31?
31? With 31
like
going
that.
On 32.
He's at an age where the next year he will be worse than he is this year. Kayshon Boutte, I don't see it, man. I'm sorry.
Let's go, Kayshon Boutte.
Bob Douglas is like not horrible, but like I don't know. They're gonna need more help.
Yeah, they definitely will. 49ers 34, Giants 24. I mean, I just feel bad. Jackson Dart continues to like impress me. As much as I didn't like Jackson Dart pre-draft, this guy, like, I can't help but feel bad when he's out there. Like this guy just needs help. He just needs more help. Yeah, I mean, he's down Malik Neighbors. He's down Cam Scatterbo. He just has nothing. And the Niners are 6-3 somehow with Mac fucking Jones balling. Christian McCaffrey's been awesome. There's not much else to really say.
Yeah, needing help seems like the theme with both Dart and Cam Ward. Like, do I think Cam Ward's been outstanding? No, but at the same time, like, good God, he's might be set up for failure more than I've ever seen a rookie quarterback, which I guess makes sense given he was the number one pick. But my God, are the Titans bad? He'll drop back and it'll be like half a second, and there's like some 290-pound defensive tackle like giving him a bear hug. It's crazy. I don't know. And their receivers are like Alec Iamaner, Van Jefferson, and Chimere DK. Listen, Van, I love you, but it's not a
Sheets
very good
legend.
receiving core.
Yeah. Broncos 18, Texans 15. I fucking hate the Denver Broncos, and they're 7-2, and it's bullshit because Bo Nix didn't complete a fucking pass until like midway through the second quarter, and then he got picked off the next play after he threw his first completion, and he ends the game with 173 yards, 2 touchdowns, a sub 50% completion percentage, and the Broncos fucking win. It makes no sense. It's bullshit.
I mean, if Stroud didn't get hurt, the Texans were going to win that game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't think Davis Mills was bad in relief necessarily, but like, dude, the Broncos got lucky in this one. I thought the Texans were an easy pick to win this one too. I think they're underrated, at least when Stroud's healthy. I think they might have the best defense in the league.
Yeah,
and
they might.
I mean, that offense isn't good, but with Stroud, it would have been good enough to win today.
Jaguars 30, Raiders 29. Geno Smith, 284, 4 touch. Hey, shout out Geno Smith. Unk still got it. Brock Bowers is the best tight end on the planet still. Nobody's shocked. Hat trick for Brock Bowers. Jaguars just got it done today. Cam Little, 68 fucking yards on the field goal. Holy shit. Remember when he nailed a 70-yarder in preseason on us? And we're like, what the fuck? Of course, the Pittsburgh Steelers are getting a 70-yard field goal hit on them. 68 in a game is crazy. And Cam Little, he struggles with like 30-yarders sometimes. He just hooks them.
He hasn't been very good.
I don't get it. But Jaguars get a win. Good for them. They're 5-3. Somehow, some way.
Somehow, some way.
All right. Rams 34, Saints 10. Not much to say. Tyler Shuck. Good Lord.
No.
Just let it happen. Just let it fucking happen. You have to be sure. You have to be sure he's ass. You can just pick one with the first pick. You just have to be certain.
Honestly, free Spencer Rattler. It was not this man's fault. Like, Spencer Rattler's not good, but like, good God, he is way better than Tyler Shuck. I agree.
I don't know how the fuck
if you're the Saints, I'd probably just play Shuck. I'd probably play Shuck because like I'd be trying to lose, but like Rattler, given what he was provided with, like, has not been bad, and it just seemed like kind of a weird decision and a weird time to bench him, especially when you're going to have Show's first career start going to be on the road against one of the toughest defenses in the NFL. And it went about as expected.
Yeah, the Rams are awesome. Puka Nacua got banged up in this one, but it sounded like he could have came back and played, but it didn't really matter because
I think he might be the all-time leader in going to the locker room and coming back in 5 minutes with his helmet on.
Yep. And McVay didn't even want to risk it. Don't blame him. Rams are really fucking good. In an NFC conference that just feels like a mess right now. I really like the Rams. Bills 28, Chiefs 21. Chiefs are 5-4, currently out of the AFC playoff picture as a whole right now, believe it or not. The Bills, I mean, Josh Allen's 5-0 all time against Mahomes in the regular season. This was a phenomenal game. The Bills tried to lose it as an end with a doinked field goal and letting Mahomes throw a couple of Hail Marys. Not an ideal game plan, if I do say so myself, Buffalo. But you know what? They got to win. Who am I to bitch that much, I guess? It'll all come down. They'll meet in January. I'm not worried about the Chiefs. They look so good. They still looked good today, I'd argue. It's just this is a hell of a rivalry. and we'll see these two play again probably in the AFC Championship.
The Chiefs need to ditch the stupid pull Rashee Rice off the field for like Hollywood Brown and Juju gimmick every other play. It's really stupid. They need to pepper Rashee Rice with targets as much as possible because he's like the only competent receiver on that team. This
He's
is Xavier
nuts,
Worthy
dude.
hate. Xavier Worthy sucks. I'm sorry. What
Yeah.
does he fucking do?
1 carry, 7 yards, 3 catches, 23 yards. Way to go.
He
Rashee
stinks. I
Rice
think
averages
Hollywood Brown's
20 yards
better.
a catch. 20
Yeah,
yards
Rashee,
a fucking catch.
and they just kind of refuse to like even. I don't know. It was weird. They love him in the red zone, which is understandably so. I do love that quarterback rushing package that they use Rashee Rice
I do love
at.
that.
For the sake of fantasy value, I'm a big fan. But yeah, they got. There's no reason he should ever be finishing a game with 4 catches. Like that's absurd.
Yeah. I don't really think the Chiefs play bad. It was just, man, rivalry games get weird like that, I think.
I didn't think they were great.
And I don't know. I'm not worried about the Chiefs. Nobody's panicking
I'm not
about
either.
the Chiefs.
I just don't think they played exactly.
5-4.
Well.
Those games against the Broncos are going to be cinema. They really are. I think those games will be a lot of fun. That'll decide a lot. That will decide the division, in my opinion. I really like the Chargers. They're just too banged up at this point. Like they're both their starting tackles are out for the year. Both their like really, really good top of the line offensive tackles are out for the year. I don't know. Bad vibes for the Chargers as much as I love them. As much as I love Justin Herbert.
Yeah. Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt both missing. The Steelers supposedly going to have a field day next week. That is absolutely not going to happen because nothing ever makes sense with the Steelers. TJ Watt is not recording a stat. I don't even know who the hell will be blocking him.
Doesn't matter.
The edge rushers will do nothing because these guys don't have a tackle left on the team.
Yeah, and the pass rush was horrendous for the Steelers for the first quarter today, and then they played like they were the 85 Bears.
Yeah.
Seahawks 38, Commanders 14. Sam Darnold. Perhaps we should have pursued him more in free agency. This guy's fucking legit.
Do we think he'd be this good if he was a Steeler?
Probably not, but still.
Yeah.
He's really, really good. I think this game obviously got overshadowed by the Jaden Daniels gruesome arm injury.
Sucked.
If you haven't watched the video, don't watch it. Just don't. Don't fucking watch it.
It's pretty fucking bad.
Yeah. The Commanders' season is done. Obviously, 3-6. You're without Jaden Daniels.
It was no matter what. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just bad. But I mean, I'm hoping Jaden's able to come back next year stronger than ever, bounce back.
He will.
This is non-throwing arm at least, so I still really like Jaden Daniels. I still think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the entire league. So yeah, but the Seahawks, man, they're legit. 6-2 in a wild NFC conference where it feels like it's pretty much wide open. Seahawks, Rams, the NFC West division. Holy shit, there's the 49ers in there too, and then there's just the Cardinals. There's just the Cardinals.
The Cardinals were the most obvious, like, just take every under you could find on them preseason this year. I don't know.
Jonathan Gannon, I've been on this. That motherfucker gets no hate, and he is, like, awful. Like, he
gets hate from me. I
think he's the worst coach in the league. Like seriously.
I can't disagree with that. I don't know what he does well.
They play in Jerry World tomorrow against the Cowboys. I think the spread is Cowboys -3.5 right now. I think it's easy Cowboys. I think it's Cowboys all day.
Game's in Arizona.
It's in Dallas.
Oh, it's in Dallas. They're only 3.5-point favorites. Really?
Really?
Wow. Maybe they think Jacoby Brissett is better than Kyler.
I mean, is he? I don't know. How much of a difference is there? Kyler Murray is like a big, like, oh, this guy's going to be a fucking Steeler, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's going to be.
Yeah.
Oh, I can see it.
What if that was that would be interesting.
What, Kyler?
What if that's the option after Rodgers?
Oh God, that'd be ass. I would not be thrilled.
I'd at least be like, this is at least they're trying something. I don't
Dude, we're
know.
gonna have fucking Kyler Murray throwing a DK Metcalf. Oh no. And we're gonna have like well over $250 million invested into those two. Oh no,
What would a
guys.
trade for Kyler Murray look like in the offseason if the Cardinals were to move away from him?
If we give up any future ones, I'm retiring. If there's any type of future first round pick involved, I will retire.
That's
in a
fair.
Kyler Murray trade.
That's fair.
And I think his value's rock bottom right now.
Buy low.
Maybe there's a reason that we don't want to buy low.
There probably is a reason that his value is so low. You see the report that Jacoby Brissett's going to start, but Kyler Murray may get some work, whatever
dude,
it was.
It could have a role. Just say you fucking benched him. Just say you benched him.
Why don't you? A little bit weird.
I don't know. Jonathan Gannon, masterclass. But that will about do it here on this week's episode of The Standard. Thank you, everyone who listens every single week and supports this podcast. The support and the viewership has been awesome over the course of this season. And I know Jack and I love doing this every Sunday, talking about our Steelers, talking about the NFL. Tune in next week, guys. Big game, Sunday Night Football against the Los Angeles Chargers. Check out the Instagram Live after the game, where we will remember the 29 men who lost their lives on the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. And, of course, we'll talk about our Pittsburgh Steelers as they face the Los Angeles Chargers. Yeah, that'll be it. Thank you guys for listening again, and we'll see you next week. Same time, same place, right here on The Standard.